Welcome back to Play with Matches.
Hi.
The single greatest source of information on the internet when it comes to assault allegations, apparently. Because, like, oh my God, Gabrielle!
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Someone got accused of assault. So obviously we have to go talk about that because I don't know why we always cover these things, except that people want to watch. So
y'all are curious. So here we are.
Jay-Z, the pillar of the community.
Jehovah.
Everybody knows. He would never do anything wrong. You can look straight in those eyes and go, he's definitely never killed anyone. He has for sure never victimized any teenage girls, right?
Yeah.
Well,
or not.
Turns out those assumptions were incorrect.
Well, maybe it's an allegation.
It's true. You could see up in the top right corner of your screen, Jay-Z and Grape right underneath that. But I don't know if you guys are aware yet. There's a 13-year-old girl who says that she was graped by Diddy and Jay-Z with another female celebrity watching in the year 2000. And I don't know the exact time. Gabrielle, when did Beyonce and Jay-Z start dating?
Oh.
Do you know?
2011?
2011?
I don't know.
Google that on your phone. Because I think, I'm going to tell you what my educated opinion on this is, because I actually deep dove on a little bit of Jay-Z and Beyonce information this morning in preparation for covering this topic. And what I found in my deep research is that people who do not subscribe to channels they watch all the time are going to end up with terrible karma.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet, and then like this video and go ahead and ring the bell or whatever. And one thing that was covered by this, it was on this X thread, and it was all about how young she was when Jay-Z and her started dating.
She married him in 2008.
In 2008?
I wasn't that
But
far
when did they
off.
start dating? Because she was young.
19.
How?
When she was 19.
That's what they say. I don't think
Also
that's
in
true.
17, Beyonce said she met Jay when she was 18.
That's not true.
Which means this would be sometime between September 99 and August 2000.
Yeah, but it's not her. It's not her in the. It's not going to be her.
her in the video. But I'm saying that they were talking. Or like,
she was 16 when they met and started talking, and he also, Jay-Z, what I learned, dated Aaliyah when she was 16. And dated Foxy Brown when she was 15 and 16. So, like,
damn,
that's kind of his MO. Now, what I think...
Damn, I really like Jay-Z, too.
I mean, listen, dude, I've actually... what's the right way to put this? I've never really had a, like... I looked at him and I'm like... I like some of his songs. You know what song? Okay, actually, I want to say something positive about him before I just talk all this, like, look, he's a predator, demented weirdo, because we're definitely going there.
Yes.
But in battle raps, right, when people like battle rap, usually it's like, okay, they went hard. And then every once in a while, someone just gets torched, where you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Example, Kendrick Lamar literally destroyed Drake's career in life. Okay. Jay-Z had one line in a song back in maybe like early 2000s where I was like, damn, that's checkmate right there. Literally like one line. And it was like, I think I know what you're talking about. It was, it's in the song, You Lost One. Then Dr. Dre made the beat. And he says, he's talking about Dame Dash, his former business partner. And he's like, they're saying they made Hove. All right, well, make another Hove. And I was like, damn, that's checkmate right there, dude. Because they were going around like, I made that guy. He's like, okay, make another one. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead. Like, you made me pretty profitable.
Do it again.
Just, make another one, dude. I was like, that ends that conversation, I think.
Sure.
Anyway, but so with Beyonce, for sure, she was very young when they started talking, at the very least, like, 15, 16, when they like first met. I think that there is a high probability that Jay's literally the only dude she's ever been with would be. I think that is highly possible. And if not, you're talking maybe one dude before him, because she was in such a controlled environment. She was in like a female singing group.
Yeah.
That
her mom managed.
That her mom and dad managed. Exactly. Yeah. And like, look, they teach her how to look seductively into a camera. Yeah. That's acting. You know what I mean? Like, that's an act. Outside of that, not so much.
You could be totally correct about that.
And Beyonce has said in interviews, I actually saw one in in this X post where they're asking her about Jay-Z, and she says, I've heard her say this 2-3 times. So she's like, he taught me how to be a woman. And I'm like, okay. So most likely that's her entire resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I say that because I think that she would have been kept 100% separate from anything having to do with devious shit with Diddy completely.
Yeah.
Like, that is in a box over here. I don't think Jay-Z did this shit like, at least once he got older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because this happened in 2000, and I don't have any reason to doubt
How old was Jay-Z in 2000?
now? I think he would have been like, he would have been like late 20s, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not, I mean, he's older.
I think he's 51.
He's older.
He's 51. So in 2000,
like,
hang on. 51 right now. In 2000, that would have made him like 26. 26 in 2000.
good mathing.
That's right?
I don't know.
Are you serious? Well, why did you say good mathing? Like, it wasn't good mathing.
It was great, but 27, wouldn't it be?
If he's 51 right now, in 2000,
yeah,
he would have been
27.
26 and a half.
27. It's at the end of 24. It's for sure 27 by now.
I disagree.
Okay.
Depends on his birthday. Anyway.
I know. There's like literally 2 weeks left in the year.
I'm glad we worked that out, because either you owed me good mathing because it was good math, or it was good to make fun of me.
Yeah, both. I mean,
No,
I
can't
was kind of saying like, you're close.
Yeah,
it's
like,
good,
hey,
good math.
good effort.
Good try.
Dude, my dad, when I always remember this, like, because I played tennis for a little while when I was like younger, and I remember when I was like 8 to 10.
He's 55 right now, for the record.
He's 55?
According to Google.
Oh, so that changes everything.
So how old was he? Quick.
Oh my God, 26. So he's like 30.
One.
Yep. But, yeah, in tennis, my dad used to always, like, my tennis coach, there would always be these kids that just sucked balls. And they would hit, they would hit a horrendous shot. And he would go, good effort. And my dad thought that was the funniest thing ever. That, like, because he's like, he always finds something nice to say. He's like, they would hit the worst shot ever. He'd be like, great effort on that one. Even though that was horrendous and terrible. Anyway, okay, so
it says she was 18 and he was 30 when they met.
That's not true. I'm telling you, that's not true. Like, that, they are saying that because they have that amount of media reach, where they can just kind of go, nope, she was 18, not 16, because it looks bad. But the reality is, like, I mean, listen, I don't care when they met, as long as he didn't, tap that ass when she's 16.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's literally everywhere. 18.
Sure
18,
it is, yeah.
18.
Yeah, well, at least, I mean, listen, dude, I'm basing mine on how old is she?
Yeah.
How old is she? Yeah, Jay-Z talks meeting a 16-year-old Beyonce. Exactly. See, in 2007, he's saying she was 16 when they met. In 2024...
So they met when she was 16 and started dating in 99.
Maybe.
This says.
I mean, that's convenient.
They got their story straight.
That's convenient, But, I mean, here's what I would say my read on Jay-Z overall is that dude does not do spontaneous things. Like, he is very calculated. Yeah. Like, he's thinking through everything. That's why I'm saying there's no fucking way that guy is at a random party with a bunch of twisted weirdos who are banging kids, and he's just like, yep, I'm participating in this in the open, and I want people knowing that about me. Like, that guy does dirt. He does that quiet. Because I am certainly not saying that guy's not dirty. I'm sure he is very, very, very dirty.
Might not be.
I just think
how this went down or how it went down.
No. I think he might be dirty on this. Like, if it just depends on the situation.
Said it's at a MTV.
It was at a Diddy after party. But what I'm saying is, like, the story is that there was a Diddy after party.
Yeah.
After the MTV Music Awards, and this girl was put in a room, and then Diddy, Jay-Z, and female accomplice went in, and that's not out in the, like, that's like a thing. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
That's going back in the room. Like, he trusts Diddy. He knows, dude, he could burn Diddy to the ground. Yeah. That's the whole thing about like accomplices in anything where you need people to be quiet. You need them to need the same thing. You don't have an affair with a single girl or a single guy, Yeah. They need to have the same, threat on the table. That's why, like, if if some person's like having an affair and then the girl splits up with their husband, you're like, oh fuck, It's best to just not do it, obviously, but I just mean, like, in terms of risk assessment, that is those are the rules. But yeah, I mean, so if Diddy's done all this shit in front of him, he knows Diddy's not going to talk. What does it say?
I'm trying to figure out which side of how he voted.
Oh, Jay-Z's, oh my God, he's hardcore Democrat. He's like friends with Obama. Like he's out.
That's what I thought.
Him and Beyonce are out in public. Like she just did that big thing at the Kamala rally, dude.
Where she didn't sing or whatever.
They are like the most prominent supporters of the Democratic Party in the entire industry. Him and Diddy were. But dude, so I want to we got a lot to talk about here, but we'll go through this case in a second, but I want to tell you about the genesis of this case. I talked about it on my other channel, but just in case, because this is really important. Like I know, now I did a ton of research on this. I know exactly why this happened. Like with Diddy,
talking about Diddy? Okay.
How the whole thing started. Okay. So there is obviously a cabal of elites.
Such a good word.
Using the word cabal makes it sound like it's some kind of conspiracy theory. It's a lot simpler than that. It's a bunch of people who make money together
and of people
who literally just provide value to each other, right? So what you're talking in terms of like Diddy and why he's valuable is because he has tremendous influence over a certain demographic of people and like pop culture, whatever. Yeah. So he can be used to kind of shape society, shape culture, and also to promote lots of products, so on and so forth. So he is in bed with Ciroc. Okay, so he gets this deal with Diageo, which is literally the largest alcoholic beverage distribution company in the world. It's worth $70 billion now. Okay, so he makes hundreds of millions of dollars on this Ciroc deal, but he has a rev share deal with them. They do a second deal with him where he is a co-owner of a tequila company with them. I can't remember the name of the tequila, but that is definitely what was going on. So, Diageo buys Casamigos from Clooney for $1 billion. Diddy sees that number and gets very angry and decides that the reason why Casamigos is doing better than his tequila brand is all because Diageo is not delivering on what they said that they were going to do for his tequila brand, and they're prioritizing this white guy brand or whatever, and he's only marketing them. I mean, I don't know if he actually believed this, but they're only marketing to urban people or whatever. Okay. So that there was that, and then there also, after the pandemic, the Diageo raised $100 million to give to affected bars and clubs who had been shut down because of the pandemic. So it was like, this is like relief money for them. Diddy reaches out to them, and in this tirade of nonsensical, maniacal narcissism, tells them he wants $100 million also because of whatever. Okay. And he also threatens them with going public and crying racism. He literally said in this email that he'll burn the whole house down. Oh. And he keeps on threatening this, saying he's going to call them racist. And he's going to do all this, whatever. Okay. Because he wants this $100 million, and he also, I don't know, whatever else. He wants lots of money, whatever. So BlackRock is the largest. They have I think 16, 17 trillion dollars under management. They are the most powerful people in the entire world. Larry Fink is the CEO and owner, and they were the largest shareholder in Diageo. They own, I believe, like 8 to 9%. So whatever it was then, 8 to 9%, it's a big deal. Yeah. They're a number one shareholder. That's the way it works on the public market. So like for all the investment banker guys, when something happens and there's a big hit to a company, they go, who owns that company? And they're like, who's the largest shareholder? So BlackRock, whether it's just dollars or whatever, it's a really big deal if something happens to Diageo for BlackRock. Okay. So Diddy says, fuck you, and pulls the trigger, sues them, and goes on a media tirade saying that they're racist and crazy and whatever.
And this was when?
This was, they settled in January of 2024. So this is like going into, so this is before. Now, the stock went down 20%.
That's a lot.
70 billion is the current, he cost them $20 billion. Okay. So what ended up happening was they ended up settling in January of 2024, and they bought Diddy out of the tequila company and then ended their deal on the Ciroc deal. So ultimately they give him a lot of money, and now they're not in business anymore. Diddy thinks he's won. And then 2 months later, his house gets raided by Homeland Security. 2 months later. And the Cassie lawsuit dropped right before they settled. So what happened, obviously, is that when Diddy did, no, really, obviously, like what happened is when Diddy started doing this, they did Oppo research on him. They put a PI on him. They're like, get us everything on this fucking guy.
Yeah.
They bring back what they have. They give Cassie the #1 Me Too attorney in the world. He's the one who represented all of the people in the Harvey Weinstein. He's the fucking Grim Reaper for people like Diddy.
Yeah.
She sues. Diddy goes, holy shit. He literally settles the case in one day and gives her $30 million. And then they settle this case. Diddy thinks he's won. 2 months later, he gets raided by Homeland Security. For sure, and then because Homeland Security,
off the cabal.
I'm saying, dude, he fucked with the money. You know, like really fucked with the money.
Yeah.
So that is how Diddy put himself into a jail cell that he will never get out of. And now you're starting to see like, okay, well, who else are they bringing with? Who else is going with him?
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's listen to the legal analyst on the Jay-Z thing because there's a bunch of other stuff about the Jay-Z case to talk about.
Allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?"
That's him throwing Diddy under the bus.
That's for sure. But that's also a very clever way to respond. It sounds like you're challenging that, like, oh, if that's true, why don't you file a criminal case? You know, because you're not going to get a conviction. Like they're not going to press charges on that. They would on. They actually didn't even file criminal charges on Trump with the Eugene Carroll, but. You just watch what happened with Conor McGregor, dude. Like, you think that it has to be a criminal case? Like, that's like a bluff, you know? Yeah. Go ahead and file a criminal case if you believe that. And, I don't know. That's not going to work.
He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst.
Okay, so we're going to look at this too. Oops, not this. This. So this is Tony Buzbee, right? This is 6 years ago. So this is the guy who is bringing all these cases against these guys. So I realized that, we don't have a lot of background on who this person is. So let's watch this really quick and we haven't seen this. So we're going to watch it with you guys.
In his office on the 73rd floor of Chase Tower,
we can see the entire city.
Tony Buzbee has sharks everywhere. Shark door handles, a sculpture, and not just any shark, the great white.
Now we're the biggest and we're the baddest and we're just floating around looking for something to eat.
Typical Buzbee. Talks big, lives big.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door.
A man who throws multi-million-dollar holiday parties with entertainers like Snoop Dogg.
Okay. That's a fucking big deal. That's a really big deal.
That he's like in with the industry?
Because he's the one who says that he's seen the tapes. I did not know that he had connections like this, which supports that maybe he does have the tapes.
Yeah.
Collects exotic cars and expensive art.
Look how beautiful that is.
It's gorgeous.
This one's like $3 million.
A lifestyle paid for by his tenacity in the courtroom.
Somebody described me once as a bulldozer with a flamethrower.
I want to hear him louder.
I thought that was fairly accurate.
You can't because it'll create an echo.
What do we call this, the Wall of Fame? On his wall, articles on court victories and high-dollar settlements against big oil companies. He often represents families of workers who've been killed or maimed on the job.
I don't get paid to be nice. I don't get paid, I'm not your counselor. I'm the guy that goes out and kicks ass for you and gets you checks like that.
Not bad for a scrawny kid from a tiny Texas town whose dad was a butcher and his mom a school cafeteria worker. After graduating from Texas A&M, he joined the Marines. It's all he ever wanted to be, he said. Then a fellow Marine suggested he take the law school admission test. He did, and it changed the course of his life.
How much money did you make on your first big win?
About $18.6 million. I bought a Mercedes and I thought I was the king of the world.
Now he has a rotating stable of expensive wheels. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, and a $40 million art collection.
Dude, a grown-up that would pull all their cars out into the driveway for a special
The
on
show
themselves
made
is
him.
so fucking lame.
The show made him. You know what it's like to film a segment. They're like, oh, now go get all your cars and line them up for us. We want to get a...
He described himself as a bulldozer with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I'm not, listen, for the record, I would hire him as my fucking attorney all day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, all day. However,
Okay.
I also might be like, how come you're getting so much of this money? You know, like, I looked at those checks, 100 million. Cool. So your law firm, what gets like, I think like 25, 30 of that maybe. So that's actually a lot of dough, but, anyway, neither here nor there. I don't think that I would enjoy hanging out with him very much, but I would definitely hire him as my attorney all fucking day. And he's like, I'm not your counselor. I'm not your friend. I'm like, good. Go
Great.
burn these motherfuckers in the ground.
Hey, this is Renoir.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone this wealthy, so eager to show off his lifestyle.
Exactly.
Often posting about it on social media.
Because it's not like, hey, look at me, I'm better than you. That's certainly not
So
my
what do
intent.
you what's your intent?
My intent is like,
post stuff?
guys, look how awesome life is for us. Look what we can go.
I'm sorry. That was not your intent, is to be like, hey, check me out. I'm better than you. He's all, then what is your intent? He's all, I hadn't thought that hard. I just wanted to tell you it's definitely not that.
I mean, in his profession, it's marketing. Like whether he thinks that or not.
Honestly, that
Yeah.
should have been his fucking answer.
It should have been his answer.
His answer should have been like, guys, how do you think I bought this stuff?
Yeah,
I bought
I'm
this stuff
catering to
by
a certain
successfully
clientele.
burying people for my
Yeah.
clients.
Exactly.
That's why I'm showing you all this. And then I'd be like, all right, that I can get down with. But like, check out this painting right here is $3 million. I'm like, you spent $3 million on a painting?
It's a Renoir.
You're an idiot. Fucking, like the art shit is, I can't. Like, I literally can't. That's like, that is the most.
It's like a photograph of history. Like, I like art.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking. I'm not saying I don't like art. I'm saying the whole, this painting right
That's
here.
how much extra cash you have that you can go do that.
Correct.
It's a flex. It's like all a flex. But I want to see the rest of it.
But one thing that I find hilarious is, have you ever seen these art consultants that go with these guys and then they help them pick the paintings to buy? If you listen to them talk, it is fucking hilarious.
talking
It's just a
to
straight up
toddlers?
fucking scam. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, he has such an incredible eye. It's just amazing. You're all, oh my God. Give me a break.
Accomplish. Look at this guy, because for me, I'm still the cafeteria worker's boy.
You're a long way from that.
But that's how I still feel.
Now the guy who says he has more money than he can spend wants to be mayor of Houston, which means he'll be
So he's running for mayor by showing he's like, look,
Just
I'm
one of the
I'm just
normal
like
people."
you. I'm just like you. I have a $3 million painting that's this
funny.
big. God, okay. But that said, the reason that I wanted to watch that was to evaluate the credibility of these lawsuits, and I find him credible now. Just the fact that he's in those circles, it's like, how do you, like, because he said he has the tapes.
Yeah.
Now, Jay-Z, I really don't think he would have gone after Jay-Z if he didn't have the tape. Because he said that he has tapes. Like, they chose 120 lawsuits out of like 6,000.
Yeah.
So if he chose her, there has to be a reason. Like, right?
You would think. Did they say that he's the lawyer for her?
Yeah. That's why, 100%. That's why I pulled it. He has
I thought we were
120
talking about
clients.
Diddy. I didn't realize that she was one of them too.
Well, look at this. Okay, so listen to this. Okay, so this is Jay-Z's statement, like, because he talks about exactly what happened here with Tony Buzbee, and he's saying that Tony Buzbee tried to extort him initially, and
That's how I got my $1 million art pieces.
this is actually a really, really important point as it
Yeah.
relates to like what's going on behind the scenes and why you're not hearing who are on these tapes. Okay, so Jay-Z Carter fired back at after he and Sean Diddy were accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in an after party following 2000 VMAs. Carter filed a motion to deny plaintiff's request to remain anonymous, calling for either her identity to be disclosed or the suit to be dismissed. In the motion, he also accused Texas attorney Tony Buzbee of conducting an extortionate campaign against him. Why do you need to know? I mean, like, I guess I would want to know who's saying it too. But you're not going to know who she is. Some rando 13-year-old girl that Diddy fucking brought into a room and was all, hey, she's all
He probably wants to threaten a countersuit, like for defamation or something.
Maybe. Hey, man, she's all ready for you. She said she's a big Jay-Z fan. He's all, she doesn't look like she's awake. He's all, she said it before she fell asleep. But go ahead, do it. She's going to be so happy. Come on, Foxy Brown. Oh, that's where I was going with that. Is that I think it's Foxy Brown that was with him. Mm-hmm. Who would have been a minor then too, I think. Mr. Carter okay, so in a state, Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him in sensationalized publicity hunting fashion of criminal conduct. Not effectively, she is accusing him of criminal conduct, demanding massive financial compensation and tarnishing a reputation earned over decades. In a statement posted to the Rock Nation account on Sunday, Jay-Z denied the allegations made against him in the Sunday ruling. Jay-Z was added to the lawsuit originally filed in October as one of the several from Buzbee. Okay, hang on. Where is this? There's something like... Oh, there it is. Okay, it's right there. But here. Okay, so another celebrity stood by... This is what she says happened. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. The lawsuit said without naming the celebrity. The plaintiff alleged she was noticed by a limousine driver who invited her to the after party where Combs and Carter raped her. And then this is where he's talking about the extortion. Jay-Z claimed Buzbee had sent his lawyer a demand letter ahead of the filing. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee, a quote unquote lawyer. Yeah. Named Tony Buzbee. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle, Jay-Z wrote. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny, he added. Wow. Whoever, and then that's what he said, whoever would commit such, file criminal charges. Okay. And then he said, this actually is kind of notable for us, having kids or whatever. Said, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit down with our children, one of whom is at an age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. And he said something about innocence lost, like in the quote where I was like, damn, that, Buzbee, people will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients, and the truth will be revealed. I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I am quite certain the sun is coming.
The sun is coming.
I mean, I will say this, dude. One thing that you definitely remember 24 years ago or not is, have you ever taken turns on a girl with Diddy? Has that ever happened? Because you're not going to forget that, dude. Yeah. Like, that's like, you've either done that or you haven't. And if you took turns on a girl... and at the time, oh, she loves this. You're like, good luck proving that, my man.
Yeah. Especially now.
With Diddy. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. This kind of thing is just...
What's the statute on...
Criminal? That's an excellent question. What is the statute of limitations... on rape in New York? Let's see. It says
3 years.
3?
For adult survivors, the statute is generally 3 years. However, legislation passed in 2019 allows most adult survivors 20 years.
Okay. 20 seems like a lot. 3 seems like a little.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know what the right number is. Well, either way, we will continue to bring this breaking news on Jay-Z as it comes out. So if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, why don't you guys go ahead and do that?